Hey everybody, I'm MAK.
And I'm Courtney. Welcome back to 2MC Podcast.
Yep, we're here every week just shining the light on interesting facts and information that will help you find out what's going on in Martin County.
Yep. So let's go right into it. All right. So we did speak a little bit about it is hurricane season.
Yes.
Yes. And
we thought it would be kind of interesting to talk a little bit about our staff.
Well, like what that means for our staff, right? Like for residents, it means one thing to start getting your stuff ready and all that. But for staff, it actually means a little different kind of things.
Yeah. So everybody in our organization is essential during storm season.
Yes. And so a lot of the different departments kind of do a couple different things during that time. So
right. So in addition to getting information out and all of that, specific departments have things that they do to ready the county.
Yes, because the county is like our home.
Oh, I get that.
Do you get it?
I do.
So for like our field operations, right? So they actually go out and they remove any debris that's currently in the storm drains so that the water can flow correctly into the system.
Yep, they're on calls with the South Florida Water Management District, looking at all of the regional systems to see how water's flowing or what we're expecting, that type of stuff.
Yes, and then they're also securing any projects that they currently have, along with, this is like a key message for residents.
Yes.
Please do not cut debris before storms.
Yeah, because then you're just putting piles around the county, which, can just fly everywhere.
Yes,
so
it could be.
Anyway, that's always our message. What is it,
crazy.
Twiggy? What's your thing you say?
Oh, Snappy the branch?
Snappy the branch. Come on, do it.
Okay. I only remember the first sentence, though. It's like, Snappy is here to make things clear. Don't let your storm debris disappear. Because if it's on the floor in the outside area.
I tried to beatbox to go along with your
You tried after I did it, though. It didn't work that way.
In any case, it's just a good message not to put your storm debris.
Yes, because then it's just more debris for them to try to pick up before a storm comes.
Yes.
And then our traffic team.
Yes, they harden traffic signals and things. And you might wonder what that is.
Yes. Well, actually sometimes they have to take the lights down. Some of the lights or signs that are not hardened
Those
already.
are traffic signals.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Sorry, DR.
So most of ours are now the big green.
Yeah, the hardened. So
those are like
signs
ready.
Yes, like the signs are double bolted or whatever. So they've gone through the county and done a lot of that, but they still have to go through and see if there are some areas that need some adjustments.
Yes.
Right.
And then our capital projects team. So they actually work a lot of before and during. And so does the field ops, actually.
Yes.
The field ops, while the storm's coming through, they actually are going through and seeing what roads are flooded, blocked, all of that. And
that's information we're sharing with residents.
Yes. So they are doing that. And then capital projects is ensuring that any construction projects that are happening that are our projects are getting kind of like tying down the equipment, making sure that, it's not just like all hanging out outside.
Yeah, they're performing like bridge and culvert pre-storm checks, surveys, and I know like at the beach they survey all of those coastal areas and the beaches prior to.
The coastal team actually is on the beaches during, before, after to make sure there was no coastline erosion or...
I can't make that go.
That's okay. There was no coastline erosion or anything like that. So they do pre, during, and post-storm surveys. And our survey division is always available on standby to assess any survey as well.
Yep. So, and then the ecosystems, they're doing same thing like as coastal, but on all of our natural lands and our natural areas.
And our STAs.
Looking at the STAs, our trails, our accesses, all of that. So there's a lot of work that goes on prior to storms. That's a lot of what our staff is doing. And then
Deering.
Yes,
well,
deering.
I guess monitoring, it's really all throughout the whole process as well, but like emergency management and our team.
Yep.
And most of your county leadership, like your county administrators, the assistant county administrators, they are all working at the EOC.
Yeah, we're regularly in the EOC even before, like even if we're at a level 3 where we're just monitoring, we are still attending meetings, on phone calls with the state, with the
National Weather
Service.
Mm-hmm.
So really just gathering all that information, all of that data so that we can share information with
you, the residents.
Yeah.
And so in doing that, our emergency management team also works on opening up any shelters that are needed.
Yes.
Or it's shelters, and they help with like, one more thing. Field ops, sandbags. I don't know where this is going.
Yes.
They do help with the sandbags during that time. But emergency management does do a lot of stuff for the residents, I would say. Like it's all for the residents, really. Yeah. So that it's preparation prior to, and then the systems that are in place for residents. So sheltering, and even pet-friendly sheltering. Pet-friendly shelters, special
needs shelters.
They are all, that is like
and then our
game
staff,
time for them.
Yes. And our staff works at those shelters.
Yes. And so we were actually able to have an interview with Amy.
Yep.
And she is the emergency management
deputy director.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we are going to see what she has to say about the shelters.
Hey everybody, it's MAK
and Courtney, and we are here on site, on location of a shelter.
One of our shelters for storms.
Yes. And we are here with...
and such. Emergencies.
Yes. And we are here with Amy Heimberger-Lopez.
She's our emergency management deputy director.
She's kind of a big deal, especially when it comes to storms and any emergency management happening here in Martin County.
Yes. So we wanted to talk sheltering with you.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes we tell people to shelter in place, but then other times we say shelters are open.
Right.
And what does that look like? What does that mean to our residents?
So if you shelter in place, it means that you have a place that is safe for weathering a storm or, whatever hazard that we're facing.
Okay.
You have a well-built home, you have, it's on high ground, a whole lot of things.
Okay.
But if you don't have that, we ask people to go to a shelter or somewhere else, somewhere safe. But we provide the shelter. It could be a relative, a friend, a hotel.
Okay.
You don't really need to go, cross country or anything. You just need to get out of the risk
danger.
area.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so
for
we
those
have
that
shelters.
Don't have those.
For those people that we don't have, we have shelters opening.
Okay. So
and this is one of them.
This is one of them. So is it going to look like this when you walk in?
Yeah, there's really nothing going to be set up for you. I mean, you'll come in through registration. You'll give your name. You'll get a little band on your hand, and then you'll
it's almost like Disney.
Yeah, right. You're registered.
You're registered and you go to the front of the line.
So then you come in, and usually most of our shelters have like the big gym that's all you get, because really when we only have 20 square feet per person, which is, it's really nothing. It's almost nothing. It's really, shelter is designed to give you a location that is just safe for you to weather the storm and then done.
Right.
Okay.
And I think people always think like, oh my gosh, everything's there and the meals, and this is very comfortable. Right?
Yeah.
Somewhere in between.
Well, it's not gonna, I wouldn't say it's gonna be comfortable.
Okay.
People shouldn't be expecting comfort, because we like to say that it's a lifeboat, not a cruise ship.
Okay.
Right?
So I get it.
We wanna rescue you. We wanna have you safe. It's not a hotel. It's not your new home, So there's not going to be anything provided. So you're going to have to bring your bedding, your entertainment, anything, medications, if you have any special snacks you want to bring. But we will provide meals.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when we talk about, build your kit, like get your go bag together.
Yes.
That's that's for everybody. That's whether you're going to a shelter, whether you're going to your friends, whether you're even staying home. Like, have your things in order.
Yeah, your emergency kit is going to look different based on what you're going to do. If you're going to stay at home, you might have some tools in there. You might have some cleanup items. You know, you don't really necessarily need maybe a change of clothes because you're going to be there. But if you're going somewhere, then you're going to have to think about bringing all your important documentation, a change of clothes, and anything that you might need with you for the next, 3 to 5 days or however long you're going to be.
And when we open shelters, we just don't open all we have, or do we?
No, we have 10. We have 10 shelters. One of them is special needs, which is this one.
Okay.
And then the other one is pet friendly. So if you have pets, bring your pets, and you can't. Please don't leave your pets at home.
Nope. Don't leave. Please also pack your go bag
for your
pets.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. So what we take in our shelter is cats and dogs. If you have anything else, you might want to make arrangements for
like
them.
a lizard or a snake.
Yes. Guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Rats.
All of those.
Yes.
All of those. You need to make arrangements
Can't bring
for,
those
we
to
can
the
only
shelter.
support cats and dogs
Okay.
at the shelter.
All right,
And the
that's
rest
fair.
of them, 8 of them, are general population, we call, which anyone can come to.
Okay. Awesome.
And go ahead.
I was just going to say, so today you guys were holding like a training exercise, and that's because the county staff actually runs the shelters, right? Like they are helping with other local agencies to run the shelters.
Yeah, so we train, we train our staff every year to take over any kind of shelter duty. So they're going to be managers at the shelter. They're going to be documentation specialists, transportation specialists, case managers, HR representatives. We try to have like our shelter management team and their specialized training. And then we have all the rest of our what we call deployable staff, which can be assigned anywhere. And that's where we need them as a shelter. So they'll be running things in conjunction with other partners like the school, of course,
right? All of our shelters are housed in school.
All of our shelters are at schools, so they are a very important partner for us.
Yes.
And then also sheriff's office. And I think those are the main ones for our general population and our. Well, of course, special needs, DOH.
Right.
Yes.
Department
And our
of Health.
lifeguards.
Yes.
And our lifeguards.
Yes.
So when they're not guarding beaches and we have shelters open.
Right, we close the beaches, right?
Right.
And they have nothing to do, so we're gonna bring them into our shelters.
And they are trained as,
Of course.
medically trained. We were talking in our the earlier segment of our podcast that preparing for a storm means something to residents, but it also for our staff. That means getting our own homes and families prepared, but then preparing to serve our residents, but in a different capacity.
Right.
So that we all work.
Yeah. So we
throughout
would
the
have
storm.
different go bags, right?
Right.
Yes.
We would. Yes.
Because we're actually going to work during that time. So
Yes.
we would need other types of supplies
Stuff, yeah.
for that.
Yeah. What else? What else do we want to talk about?
I think that is everything. I know we're letting people know about the Road to Readiness guide.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Special needs. You mentioned special needs shelter.
Yes.
People need to register.
For that one, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So we're going to drop that information down in our show notes, but
And there's certain criteria that has to be met medically so that you can be there. If you don't meet the criteria, you can't come, or if you exceed the criteria, you can't come. So we'll make
that's
other
really good.
agency
But it's
arrangements.
important can they register now for special
Oh,
needs?
absolutely. You can register all throughout the year.
And that helps.
Yes.
To have that.
I would suggest registering, because otherwise, what if you get communications cut off? You can't register. I mean, we'll always, if you need it, we'll take you, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we do encourage people to register prior to. And you don't need to register for any of the other shelters.
You can just show up. Okay. Other thing I was thinking about, transportation to shelters.
yes.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that something that we help out with, or is it all on the residents?
Well, if the people need it, we will provide it. Yes. So we have the bus routes that go drop people off at the shelters, and we can modify those to fit the needs of whatever shelter we're opening. Because remember, we don't open all the shelters every time.
Right.
Right.
So people need to pay attention to what you guys are saying.
Right. We kind of know this information because we share it, but this is really good to ask the questions and get the info out.
So we may only open 3 shelters, or we may open 7 shelters, and you need to, everyone needs to be aware of like what shelters are opening, because even though it's the closest to your house, it may not be the one that's opening.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
But yes, and transportation, we do provide transportation. That's something you can register for as well.
Okay.
So that it's not last minute.
Yep. And all of that, obviously, during an emergency, during a storm, is on our website. It's on our social media. We're sharing that information with local media.
Oh, yeah.
So when Amy says, you need to know it, it's in a lot of places for you to find that info.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say have the list of maybe your closest ones, and then pay attention to which ones are open.
That's good info.
That is good
Anything else we didn't think about mentioning about sheltering?
Oh, let's see. Sheltering. It's very chaotic, I will tell you.
Okay.
There's a lot of people, there's a lot of things happening at the same time. We ask our residents to please be patient with us. We don't do this very often.
Right.
Luckily, right?
Right. Yeah. But
So this is why we're having a training.
Yeah, the training today, it was, everybody, they all had their vests on, so you know who to talk to. I felt like when we were walking through, you could see who you needed to speak with. You knew to ask a question or whatever. So it was interesting from our perspective to see the training and see how you guys do it.
For us too, because being in emergency management, we're always in the emergency operations center. We don't get to see what happens out here. But, it's when you go to a shelter, it's a very stressful time. It's not fun. You're not there because you want to be, right? It's not. So, we try to make light of it and everything, but it is kind of a difficult time for everybody. So just being mindful of
I love hearing the stories of staff afterwards, because I think even for staff, they're like, I don't know, I'm working a shelter. But
it's stressful for them too.
After, they're away from their families and homes too, but it's always very rewarding to hear them say how they felt just
being able to help
people.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's why we work there.
That's why we do what we do. Yeah. So,
exactly.
Well, thanks for letting us come into your day today.
Yeah,
of course.
thank you. We enjoyed it.
Okay.
And we'll catch you guys on the other side.
See you later.
Thanks. Bye.
That was great.
It was great. Yeah, she has so much knowledge about all of these things.
I know. And we got them as they were doing a training because, of course, leading up to, we're in full-on training.
Many trainings right before the storms.
It was a fantastic opportunity.
It was. So I do feel like as much as people are like, oh, hurricane season, like for us, it is like all hands on deck.
It's go time for us. And I feel like, for me, the emergency management aspect of it, and I think for you too, we feel like people know where to get the information. They connect with us all throughout storms. We are messaging with people on social media. It just feels really good to be pushing information to people that they need, and they're getting it, and knowing that they're getting it.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I got to use this, my little PSA here. It's always a good reminder to make sure that you're getting your information from a trustworthy source. And when we talk with the National Weather Service, they mention that a lot. And they've even gotten so specific to say your National Weather Service or your local media. And by local media, that is your broadcast media, your TV stations and your radio stations. So you have to be really careful.
Yeah, just not
about your source.
Misinformation.
Yeah.
And anyway, we have a ton of information for you guys. We'll put it all down in the show notes if you are looking for hurricane information, special needs registration, or shelter information. Like all of that's in our hurricane page. So we'll put all of that down in the show notes for you guys.
And last time we talked about Road to Readiness, getting on the Road to Readiness and that guide and all the steps that you can take. We'll just add that in the show notes again too. Right?
Yeah.
And I think we wanted to close out with a couple events.
Oh, yeah. So.
Teen events.
I know.
Because it's summer and they're
so bad.
I know, but they're off for the summer, so they get to do fun things.
Yeah. Well, you can only be 11 to 18 for this one. So I can't go. I'm a little upset. It's fine.
Get over it. Just outside of the age limit for that one.
You're 10?
Just outside. Yeah.
So it is a teen brush and kiln night.
Yes, I had to read that twice because
Now you're probably wondering, what does that mean? And I know you were.
I was.
Because you can paint and then you put it in the kiln to bake. And then you get to take it home.
Right.
So it is at Stuart Ceramics, and it is supported by the Children's Service Council of Martin County. They're
fantastic. They support a lot of the events.
They do.
With our Parks and Rec.
Yes. Yeah. And pre-registration is required. So we will put the link down in the show notes for you guys to register.
And I noticed, Courtney, that you mentioned bake in your last kiln reference. But I would like to mention that we're having a teen baking class. Where their teens will be baking.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is
in an oven for food. It's like baking food.
Yes.
I wonder what they're going to make.
I don't know. You'd have to show up to know, but we can't go because it is for middle and high school students only. It is brought to you guys by
Tykes and Teens
and City of Stuart Recreation and our MCCAC, Martin County Coalition Action. Gosh, that was hard. Martin County Community Action Coalition.
Got it.
We're all right. Okay. So that's Tuesday, June 17th from 3 to 5 p.m.
And they need to register for that too, right?
Yes. And that will be down in the show notes. It's at the 10th Street Community Center. For those of you, in case we did not mention, I don't think we did.
We did not. We talked a lot about baking.
We did. So I'm getting a little hungry, so I think we're done here for the day.
Wow.
So we'll see you guys next time.
Somebody's not eating processed foods today.
Really, though. I could go bake some food and eat it right now. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.